If you're thinking about buying a new construction home in the Huntsville area or Madison County, this one statistic should get your attention. More than 70% of all new construction homes that sold in May were priced under $400,000. In fact, 143 of the 201 new construction homes that closed last month were under this price point. But what does this mean for you? It means that the biggest competition in Madison County isn't happening in the luxury market. It's happening in the entry level to move up price ranges where most buyers are shopping. And when nearly 3 out of every 4 buyers are competing in the same segment, having a strategy matters. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly where new construction homes are being sold, which builders are dominating each area, and where buyers are finding the best opportunities, and what this means whether you're buying or relocating to the Huntsville area. But before we jump into the data, if you're planning on buying a new construction home in the next 6 to 12 months, I want to invite you to schedule a new construction strategy session. The reality is that most buyers start visiting model homes and browsing online listings, but the buyers who get the best lots, the best incentives, the best opportunities usually have a plan before they ever walk into a model home. If you'd like help comparing builders, understanding the incentives, evaluating communities, and building a strategy that fits your goals, click on the link in the description and schedule your new construction strategy session. Now, let's take a look at what actually happened in the new construction market in May of 2026 in the Huntsville area. This is the first of the videos that I'm doing like this. This is a new construction market update for Madison County for May of 2026. I just thought it'd be really cool to see price breakdowns, where they're located, who the builders are, what builders are building in what price ranges, and I thought it'd be a cool video to put out every month, so that if you're looking for new construction, you're able to decide on what, if you're looking in a certain price range, what builders you need to focus on, what communities those builders are building, and then you can meet with those builders to discuss, what you're looking for, and hopefully, they can meet your goals. So the big picture for Madison County in May of 2026, there were 201 new construction homes that were closed. Average sales price of $400,000. Median sales price $340. Average square foot is 2,253. Average price per square foot is $175, which I think is really good, especially in today's market. It seems to be right in line with resale. It doesn't seem like builders are price gouging right now, but that's a good price per square foot. That's about what I'm seeing pretty much all across the board for both new construction and resale. So all in all, of course, $400,000 for average sales price is up more than it was 5, 6, 7 years ago, but still pretty good price nationally. All right, so where are homes selling? If you've watched any of my market updates the last couple months for just real estate sales in general, Harvest is really starting to outperform Huntsville and Madison. A lot of it's because buyers know that the commute's not that bad and they can get a little bit more property at a lower price point. And so we've seen that the average days on market is lower there than Madison and Huntsville, so it just seems to be a very popular place right now for buyers. So for new construction last month, there were 24 properties that were sold at an average sales price of $345,000. So that's well below what countywide average sales price is at $400,000. Owens Cross Roads was the next, 22 that were sold last month for an average sales price of $385,000. And then, like I've mentioned in the May 2026 market update, the overall one, Huntsville North and Northeast are seems to be hotbeds for new construction right now, 20 apiece. So just in North Huntsville, that's 40 new properties that were sold last month. All right, where buyers are spending the most. Madison, of course, there was a $1.19 million property sold in Hayes Farms. South Huntsville, 863 average sales price, 731. And then Gurley, there's a lot of luxury properties out there, but the average sales price out in Gurley, $493,000. As you can see right now, this is the activity per city. Huntsville greatly outpacing the rest. Next is Harvest over Madison. So, like I mentioned, Harvest really popular. It's where a lot of people are moving to. Not too far from Huntsville and Madison. Just over there by Cliff Farms, just north of that. So, pretty good schools. There's a lot to like about Harvest. So that's why there's that many properties that are selling there. And we're seeing that just general, even new construction and resale. All right, under Madison, Owens Cross Roads, then Marinaville, New Market, Gurley, and then Tony. Not much construction going on in Tony. It seems to be about 7 or 8 properties sold there. All right, who's building the most? Of course, D.R. Horton. Average sales price $338,000. I thought that was pretty good. Average sales price for that many properties. Looks like they did have one that sold for $650,000. That would be considered luxury here in the Huntsville area. Lennar Homes with $326,000 average sales price. Davidson Homes at $29,000. Breland at $16,000. Looks like they're getting back in the game. Average sales price $440,000. That's probably offset by that $906,000 that they sold. And then Smith Douglas Homes with $14,000. I would say this is that sweet spot. These are the builders that you're looking at. So if you're interested in that $250,000 to $400,000 range, this is probably who you're going to be working with. And I'll go over at the end, what you should do when you want to meet with one of these builders. So this is moving up. This is $350,000 to $500,000 range. Most of these are in the $400,000 range. But DSLD Homes sold 10, Legacy Homes sold 7, Stone Martin had the highest average price with five properties sold. They were averaged at $489,000. Valor Communities, and then Newcastle Homes. These are going to be your mid-tier. And then moving on to your luxury market. Like I've mentioned in the past, the luxury marketing, Institute of Luxury Marketing sets the average or the luxury sales price for each area, and for Huntsville it's $508,000 plus. So these numbers here, these average doesn't account for properties under $600,000. So these are your top builders though: Hayes Farm Homes, Madison River Homes, and Woodland Homes. These are the builders that will build properties that are considered luxury. Average luxury price in Huntsville is $874,000, and there were 18 of them sold last month. But West Madison and then Southeast Huntsville, South and Southeast Huntsville are where these properties are being built primarily. There may be some sprinkled out throughout the Huntsville area, but these are where the prominent areas are. Alright, price breakdown. This is what I was talking about earlier. Sweet spot is definitely in that $300,000 to $400,000 range. To me, still a great price point, especially when you're looking at, if you look at the nation as a whole, $300,000 $400,000 is crazy low, especially in bigger cities, bigger population centers. Coming from DC or California, Colorado, I mean, you're going to spend double that for these type of properties. But there were 81 homes sold at that price point last month. Just know that if you're looking for a property in that price point, you're going to have a little bit more competition. I'll go over that here in a minute. Just you got to be prepared to look at a lot of lots, look at a lot of builders. I gave you those 5 earlier. There's more, but if you're looking at that price point, there's going to be a little bit more competition. You may have to settle on a lot that you might not have otherwise. But new construction is still, people are really wanting to start out with a brand new house as compared to buying a resale. All right, key takeaway. Like I mentioned, you're going to have competition in that $300,000 to $400,000 range. Those are what everybody's going to be trying trying to get. So luxury buyers, location is everything. You know, those areas that I mentioned earlier, by Cliff Farm, out that way, there's a lot of luxury neighborhoods there. And then of course in southeast Huntsville. If you're looking for new construction, it's always good to have representation, somebody that's not working for the builder. I mean, most agents that work for builders are they're going to want to get a transaction done, but their loyalty is to the builder. That's who pays their paycheck. And so it's always good to have somebody that knows how new construction works, an agent that's going to work for you, have your best interest in mind, make sure you're not getting screwed out of any money in any way. I can speak from experience. That happened to me years ago, 15 years ago. My agent saved me from losing about $2,000 at closing. And the buyer was just, they had agreed to do something like that for us, do incentives, and they didn't. And my agent was like, no, we're not closing today unless that happens, because it's in the contract. And if, you represented by the builder agent, they may not push as hard, because their goal is to close that for the builder. So it's always good to have somebody working for you. And if you depending on the price range, we can meet with any of those builders, set up a meeting, interview the agent at the model homes, see what kind of lots they have, what type of properties they're building. You can see how they do things. Some builders go ahead and start building the house first, and then they make it available. Some have just empty lots where you can choose that lot and then choose what type of floor plan you want. So each builder does things different, and we can always set up a meeting to talk to each of these builders. Depending if you're in 300, 400,000 range, you can meet with Breland, Lennar, DR Horton. If you're in the little bit upper mid-tier, we can meet with DSOD, Legacy, any of those type of builders. And then of course luxury, we can do that as well. But it's always good to meet with more than one. If you really like a builder, it's always still good to see what somebody else is doing, because you may end up liking that better and liking the location of their community better. And it's also good to understand what, like, the HOA, how that's going to be set up, because in the community I live in, it's supposed to be turned over to the residents at a certain percentage built, and they keep adding to this neighborhood, so it's never going to be turned over. It's good to understand things like that, what school zones they're going to be. My neighborhood's another example. Some streets are zoned for Huntsville City, some are zoned for Madison City, so it's good just to understand. And you need an agent to help you walk you through all that. So it takes a lot of the stress off, and you just peace of mind knowing that you have somebody working for you. So if you're looking for new construction, feel free to reach out. Phone number 256-542-0226. You can also click the link in the description, and we can set up a strategy call. We can meet before we go to any of the builders. We can see what builders might be a good fit for you, and then we can go on from there. So thanks for watching. I'll be doing these every month so we can see what builders are doing, what the price points are for each builder, and what areas are a good fit for you. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Are you thinking about moving to the Huntsville area and want a new construction but not sure where you want to live? Well, this video right here is for you. It's a map overview of the Huntsville area and will help you decide where the best place to live is based on your needs. Go ahead, click the video.